within 55 minutes. So I can't. I got to run down and do another podcast to another studio. So, all right, ready, Heather? Okay. Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. I am happy that you're with us today, and I hope everybody's doing well through the holidays, because that's what we're going to talk about today, surviving the holidays. And this is not just for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. It's every holiday, because we seem to do crazy, wild things when our pattern or our regular routine is broken. And, of course, holidays are a classic of that. It may be 4th of July, and you go out drinking, and you're barbecuing hot dogs, or might be Labor Day, and you go out and shoot off fireworks or whatever it is. So we're going to cover a lot of things today on how to survive the holidays, but any routine change is what we're going to talk about. Now, the struggle with not stuffing yourself on silly things, what shouldn't be eating, seems to be everybody's problem. Well, Dr. Joe, I'm going to start eating better after blank, New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, my birthday, whatever it is. But it happens again and again and again. We sit down to a meal and we just lose our minds. And I'm not sure why that happens, but it happens to everyone, and I've done it too. Now, time for holiday foods. I want you to think about what's the holiday about. Something I have to do when I go into an event is I have to understand why I'm going to this event. The event is for camaraderie. It's for sharing time together. It could be for reminiscing. It could be a good time, could be a bad time. Maybe we miss somebody. It's the holidays. Maybe somebody's not with us this year. But that's why we're together. And you have to take out the fact that it's this food orgy. And we have to say, okay, I'm not just going to stuff myself silly. I'm going to enjoy my time with the people I'm with, and I want to stay healthy. Because I make my predictions, and I'm always right, that after Halloween, oh, it's just the kids, it's trick-or-treating, there's some leftover candy, blah, 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 whatever excuse you want to make. People get sick, start getting sick the week after Halloween. Why? The sugar they ate just blew out their immune system. Start getting a little better. Thanksgiving comes along. Everybody's feeling a little better. They travel. They're stressed out. We're going to talk about stress today. They eat variety of foods they're not used to eating, and they eat a quantity of food. It's quantity and quality. You're eating too much food, and you're eating new foods that your body's not used to digesting. That puts a stress on the immune system. So people get sick between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Christmas comes around, everybody gets sick again. New Year's comes around, they go out drinking, they get sick again. And then somewhere, and the immune system is just shot after like these 4 assaults on it. And then January, February, you start to see this major cold and flu season. Everybody's sick. And I like to say it's not cold and flu season, it's probably too much sugar season. And that's really what's really happening. Now, it is the flu. I'm not saying the flu doesn't exist. It's real. But why do we get sick? And many times it's because we weaken our immune system so badly that we can't muscle through it. Now, people, this starts right around that holidays, right around Halloween, and I start getting calls and emails saying, Dr. Joe, what can I take to get rid of the flu quick? Or I got a cold quick, or other viral infections. How do I get rid of it quick? Well, there are certain supplements you can take, but the best thing you can do is prevention. Like, for example, everybody should take vitamin D. I don't know why it's not the law across the universe that you take vitamin D. Because vitamin D is the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Now, you want to take vitamin D3. I don't recommend vitamin D2. Vitamin D3 is the active form in our bodies. Now, you can get vitamin D2 in a synthetic form. You can get it from things like mushrooms. Mushrooms have vitamin D2 in it, but the body has to convert it into vitamin D3. I take 5 drops of Dr. Joe's vitamin D every day. I start my day. I wake up in the morning. I look forward to it. I have my Super Greens and Essential Source, which are 2 powders, and they're the minimum supplements everybody should be taking. And they're on the website, drjoe.com. Go to the store link if you want to know where they are. And I take a scoop of each, and then I add 5 drops of vitamin D to it, and that's how I start my day. Now, I mix it with some coconut milk or almond milk, some plant-based milk. Some people want to mix in a frozen banana, some frozen berries. Try different ways to get it in your body. I think they taste great. Other people like to try it with different additives, which is all fine. Get that in your body every day. Start your day. Now, you should get your vitamin D levels checked. So whenever you get your blood work done, make sure you check your vitamin D levels. I want your vitamin D levels between 60 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. Just remember 60 to 80. The acceptable range is about 30. I think that's too low. I want to get you to 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. I take 5 drops of Dr. Joe's vitamin D every day. You should too. Now, In our vitamin D, I add vitamin K2 because vitamin D does a lot of things. It's actually a hormone. It's so important. But one of the things it does, it helps you absorb calcium. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 helps drive the calcium into the bones. So if you're doing D3 without K2, you can build up too much calcium in your muscles and your blood vessels. You got to get that K2. Now, if you're eating a really good plant-based diet, like you should be anyway, chances are you won't need extra vitamin K2. But I take it anyway. It's such a minimal amount, you're not going to overdose on it. But I just want to be safe. So step number 1 is make sure you're keeping your immune system strong. Because it's a time to exchange gifts. It's a time to be with family. It's not a time to get sick. How many holiday plans were ruined because you or your kid or your spouse or your sidekick, whatever it is, was sick and they couldn't go? So think about, is it worth missing Christmas because I want to have a big Thanksgiving big Thanksgiving meal? No, it's not. It's worth missing Thanksgiving because I want to go out and get drunk with my friends the night before. No, it's not. Holidays always pose a special problem for those of us who like to party. I love going to parties. Around the holidays, I usually get invited to about 3 parties a week. It's exhausting. I'm getting too old for this stuff. But everybody wants to invite me to their parties. I'm good at parties. And I go, but I also limit myself. I say, okay, I'm going to go for an hour, 2 hours. I'm not going to try to make it to the end. I'm not going to close down the party. I'm going to go, make my appearance, have my camaraderie. Sometimes it's business, do some handshaking, and go home. So you don't have to end the party. When I was younger, I liked to be there till the end. I didn't want to miss anything. Now it's like, I'm fine. I can miss whatever I need to. I don't want you to make the food the focal point of everything that you're doing because it's going to be offered everywhere. There's hope. When you go to these parties, it's going to tell you how to do it. You can party down with some of the best of them and still maintain your health and not get sick, not gain weight, not feel awful, not blow out your brain. A lot of things we can do. Now it would seem to the untrained eye, there's nothing to eat. You go to your party, and in reality, there's tons of things for you to eat. You just have to know what to look for. So you have to redefine what a main course is. Now, I recommend you do this in your life. If I get invited out to a business dinner, for some reason, people like to take me to steakhouses. I don't know why, but I've been to some of the finest steakhouses across the country, and they always have great vegetables. But, main course would be a piece of steak or chicken or a piece of fish. My main course is side dishes. Look at the side dishes. Brussels sprouts, baked potatoes, sweet potatoes, asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli. Look at that as your main dish. You don't have to have the traditional main dish. So again, you have to change what you consider. Consider what a different dessert might be. Consider what an adult beverage is. So if let's say you look at a typical dinner, it's loaded with maybe ham or turkey, and you've got, if I'm Italian, of course, there'll be lasagna there, and gravy and stuffing, and butter, or God forbid, margarine, which is even way worse than butter. And if you look further, there's always other stuff. There's going to be a plate with salads on it. There's going to be a plate with crudités on it, with a cauliflower maybe to dip, or some celery or carrot sticks. Be careful of the dip. Don't make sure it's not ranch dressing or something like that. You're going to find a lot to eat. And you don't have to eat everything. When I was young, my goal was to finish the buffet. We were poor. We grew up extremely poor. And we were taught to eat as much food as you possibly could, especially if you had a restaurant, because you want to make sure you're getting your money's worth. Well, that's not a good idea because cheap food is very expensive. What I mean by that, cheap food will make you sick, and cheap food, if you eat too much of it, will make you sick and make you gain weight, and then you'll feel awful, and you'll lose time and money, and you'll lose lifetime. So we don't want to do any of that. So cheap food is very expensive, and volumes of food is not better. Always think about, they have, let's say, a Christmas buffet, and the Christmas buffet is going to cost $80. Well, the way I eat, it's impossible to, as my father used to say, get your money's worth. I don't eat the shrimp. I don't eat the beef. I don't eat the lobster, whatever it is, the things that are expensive. So to me, it makes absolutely no sense to go to a high-end buffet. Now, unless I want to socialize. If I'm okay to pay that cover charge to socialize, that's fine. If you eat a little bad, you might get a little sick. If you eat a lot bad, you're probably going to get a lot sick. So here's the rule rule number one. Got lots of rules today. Rule number one, it takes 20 minutes to get the message from your stomach to your brain to say that you're full. So I can sit down at a Thanksgiving or a Christmas dinner or a buffet, and I can eat like a fiend for 20 minutes, and I'll feel very full. Or, here's the secret. Hack number one, ruin your appetite. Have a snack about 20 minutes before you go to the dinner. So if you see appetizers out before the dinner, eat the appetizers. Don't say, I don't want to ruin my appetite. Do ruin your appetite. And what could the appetizers be? Well, maybe it's guacamole. Maybe it's hummus. Maybe it's carrot sticks or celery sticks. Load up on that stuff so that when you do sit down at the dinner table, you're not starving and you're going to make much better choices. You may have heard the rule, never go grocery shopping hungry. Because if you do, you make stupid mistakes. We all do. I do. You're hungry, you're going to go, you know what, I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit. My thing that I had to do, because I used to be overweight, my thing that I found worked for me is I decided I was going to be vegan. I wasn't going to eat any animal products at all. So then if I pick up something, ooh, I like this. Oh, it has eggs in it. I can't eat it. Oh, this has milk in it. I can't eat it. So not only is it for health, it's also to psych myself out. I have to be careful because I'm like you. I can be tempted, and I don't want to make bad choices. So my rule is absolutely no animal products, ever, under any circumstances. And that takes a lot of the bad stuff off the table for me. I wanted to have that cookie. Oh, it has eggs in it or butter. Oh, I can't eat that then. Now, if it was vegan, I might reconsider. But it really limits your choices. And here's the thing. If it's vegan, it's probably a lot healthier. Maybe not, but probably a lot healthier. So as long as it doesn't have animal products in it, that's how I psych myself out. So eat something before you sit down to the meal, and you're going to feel a lot better. Now, if I'm going to a party, and I don't know what's going to be on the menu, like gosh knows I got a ton of Christmas parties every year, and I don't know what they're going to be serving. Usually these are cocktail parties. It's not sit-down dinners, but they're cocktail parties, and they have a buffet, or they walk around with snacks or something like that. I eat before I go. Now, I can be a little hungry when I'm there. I don't necessarily eat a meal before I go, but I'm not starving. And again, why are we at this party? We're there to socialize. It's not a dinner party where we're sampling food from around the world. It's the social event. Switch your mindset on that. Ooh, I can't wait till Christmas dinner. How about you say, I can't wait till Christmas? Oh, and by the way, there'll be dinner. That's a hard mindset to switch because food gives us pleasure. Certain foods like sugar, alcohol, they stimulate a part of your brain called the nucleus accumbens. And the nucleus accumbens releases dopamine, and dopamine gives you pleasure. So we make bad choices because we want to get high. Do you know what it boils down to? I want to get high. I want pleasure out of this. And, you know, the hell with it. I'm going to do what I want. It's Christmas. No, because you're going to regret that decision. And then you have this negative feedback loop. Okay, whenever I go to Christmas, I get sick. I don't want to go to Christmas parties anymore. No. Walk away from the Christmas party happy, a little hungry, feeling good, feeling light. You'll be amazed how much better your life is when you do that. Load up your plates on the good stuff first. So what you do is you sit down to a smorgasbord or you sit a buffet, whatever it is. You sit down at a big Christmas dinner and eat the good stuff, the healthy stuff first. So you have the salad, have the green beans, have the baked potato, have the sweet potato, and load up on all the veggies first. Then look at the turkey, look at the ham, look at the desserts, and ask yourself a question. This is the question I ask myself every day. Is it worth it? Everything I do in my life, I ask myself that question. Is it worth it? And if the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, don't do it. Because that's the whole thing. You got to think, is this going to be worth it? Is it worth me putting this, pecan pie with ice cream and whipped cream into my gut at the end of a meal? The answer is no, but I really like pecan pie. Okay, have a bite. How much are you allowed? A bite. That's it. Because here's the thing. I could eat this whole pumpkin pie, let's say, or pecan pie with ice cream, whipped cream, or I can eat a slice. The flavor is the same. Once it gets in my gut, I don't taste it anymore. And so think about that when you're eating something. I just want to taste it. Wow, Grandma's pumpkin pie, man. She's amazing. I love that pumpkin pie. You could love it in one bite. You could love it in a whole pie. Same amount of love. Think about that. Just make better decisions. And think, am I full? Yes, I'm full. Why am I going to shove more food in my gut when I'm already full? And here's the thing about digestion. It's so funny. I've got so many pages of notes I want to talk about today. I'm not even halfway through page 1. Certain foods digest at different times. What do I mean by that? If I eat a piece of cantaloupe, it's out of my stomach into my small intestine in about 20 minutes. If I eat a steak, it takes 4 to 6 hours to get out of my stomach. And so the food is sitting in my stomach and it's rotting. So if I eat pecan pie on top of steak or ham or whatever it is, or turkey, that food is sitting in there for 4 or 5 hours maybe. And that pumpkin pie or cantaloupe or whatever it is has already digested. It's broken down and it starts to ferment. It actually starts to rot in your gut because it's supposed to be out of your stomach into your small intestine by now. It can't leave because we got these heavy proteins in there. And so think about one of the reasons why you get sick is because you put so much variety of food into your gut on a holiday. How often do you eat ham? Not very often. And yet we eat ham on Thanksgiving. And then we eat turkey. You don't eat turkey every day. You eat cranberry sauce. You don't eat cranberry sauce every day. Pumpkin pie. Your bacteria, the bacteria in your colon will change and adapt to your dietary habits. For example, there are bacteria in a skinny person's colon that are different than in somebody who's overweight. And this is actually a medical procedure. They're taking bacteria out of skinny people and putting it in overweight people. It's called, ready for this, a fecal transplant. And the hope is that the skinny people's bacteria will start to colonate the overweight person's gut and then have them eating better and making better choices. Does it work? Apparently it does. Or, as opposed to having a fecal transplant, eat the right foods and the bacteria in your colon will change. I haven't had an animal product in about 36 years. I don't have the digestive enzymes and the bacteria to break down animal products anymore because my body says, well, you don't eat animal products anymore. We don't even need this type of digestive enzyme or bacteria anymore. We need the kind to break down carrots, whatever it is. And so my bacteria is different than somebody who eats steak every day. And my bacteria also, by the way, is going to have me live longer than the person who eats steak every day. So you can change your diet to change your bacteria, or you can do a fecal transplant. And if you keep eating bad food, it really doesn't matter. Now, if you're going to eat mashed potatoes, many of them have dairy products in them. So unless you're low in like bovine growth hormone from the dairy products, which you're not, that's a joke, and saturated fats, skip the mashed potatoes, have a baked potato instead. Now, I was out to dinner the other day, a place called Eats in Atlanta, little tiny dump down on Ponce de Leon Avenue, really cheap food. And I went to the counter. If you ever walk in there, if you know what it is, it's a little dumpy place, but the food's good. And I said, what's vegan? And the girl said, oh, the collard greens are vegan, the green beans are vegan, the black beans are vegan, the sweet potatoes are vegan. I said, I'll have those 4. I only needed 4. And it was pretty cheap. It was $2, $12 maybe. And so everything there was plant-based. Now, this is a place known for its chicken. It's, baked chicken and fried chicken. And I just had the veggie plate. And I was fine. And I survived. And it was fun. So I was there to have a meal, but I wasn't there to gorge myself. And I know this is hard to change your mindset. But they had mashed potatoes, but they had butter in them. So I made a better choice. And that's what it really is all about when it comes to health, is making better choices. Think about this. And it's funny, I'm doing this masterclass coaching that we're doing. It's an 8-week program, and we're going to do it again in January, by the way. If you want information, go to our website, drjoe.com, and send me a message through the website that says coaching, and I'll get you information on it. And it's an intense, very small group. I think this group we have 8 people in. Very intense, small group coaching. We do it every week, twice a week. And it's a lot of information to one-on-one, because I can't coach everybody individually. We can do it in small groups, to coach them. And one of the girls sent me an email today, and she said, oh my gosh, it's so weird thinking about how I feel after every meal. You've changed my life, because now I realize how bad I felt based on what I was eating. I never thought about that before. And my whole family is on board, and we're all loving it. Thank you for doing that. And the simple thing is, I said, eat something, see how you feel. That was it. That was the one thing that did a lot of coaching. That's the one piece that she took away. I said, how do I feel after I eat this versus that? I feel great when I eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. I feel terrible when I eat alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. So why would I eat something that makes me feel terrible? There's logic. Doesn't that stink? So listen to your body. I talk about that with pain. I mean, I'm a chiropractor. I'm board certified in chiropractic, orthopedics, pain management, and double board certified in nutrition. And so patients come to me, they say, Doc, I have pain. Okay, so pain's a motivator, right? You don't like the way it feels, you want to fix it. Absolutely. Number one reason we see patients is pain. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Number one reason we see patients is pain. Number two reason we see patients is digestive problems and nutrition. And if we never saw another pain patient in our lives, we could run our practices very well, all four of them, on nothing but digestion and nutrition. So if you have pain, that's telling you something's wrong. If you eat food and you don't feel good, it's telling you something's wrong. So if you have pain or digestive issues or nutrition questions, we'd love to be your doctors. If you want to make an appointment to come see us, go to our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com, real simple. You can book an appointment right online. All the supplements we talked about, Super Green, Essential Source, vitamin D, glutathione is important for immune system, adrenal support is important for immune system. If you have questions, send me questions through the website. I'm happy to answer them for you. But the best thing you can do is make an appointment. And every day, patients come in and say, Dr. Joe, why didn't I do this sooner? I had a guy come in last week. He said, Dr. Joe, my wife has been in severe pain, been to 8 different doctors. Nobody can help her. And I'm sitting there listening to your show the other day, and I thought, wait a minute, Dr. Joe. Brought her in, first treatment, she was able to stand up straight. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. That was a rare case. And he said, why didn't I think to bring her here sooner? I listen to you all the time, listen to you for years. I don't know. So if you want to make an appointment, stop suffering needlessly, drjoe.com. We accept people with all insurances or cash. Half our patients are cash patients. Chiropractic is the most effective, least expensive treatment for pain, back pain. And if you have insurance, we'll accept insurance if they accept us. Okay, it depends what your insurance covers. Sometimes there's stupid deductibles like $6,000 and $100 copays, so you really don't have insurance. But if you want to see us, we'd love to see you. And if you're ever in a car accident, please, folks, if the car's damaged, you're damaged. Don't be fooled by these scammers. You might get a phone call saying, hey, this is Bob, and I'm calling from your insurance company, and you need to go see Dr. Joe and go see Attorney Phil. That's a lie. No insurance company will ever call you. No one will ever call you to tell you to go somewhere. They got your information off the internet. Maybe they hacked it. They may have got it, through some connections. They're scamming you. Don't fall for it. If you do, chances are very high you're not going to get the care you need and you're going to get ripped off. So if you're looking for legitimate doctors, we would love to help you and be your doctor. So drjoe.com, make an appointment. You can order the supplements. We'll ship them to you. Come pick them up. We want to be your doctors. We want to do everything we can to get you well and keep you well. And especially through the holidays, there's a lot of stress. I won't have time to cover everything I wanted to, but there's so much stress during the holidays. And you have to think, do I need some me time? I've been to events, family events, where I just need to go take a walk. I need to get out of the house. And it's okay to take 10 or 15 minutes and walk away from the party. And you got to decide where you want to be. Am I comfortable in this situation? Am I comfortable with these people that I'm with? And just because they're blood relatives doesn't mean you have to like them. And just because they're not blood relatives doesn't mean they can't be family. So surround yourself with the people that make you happy and bring you comfort. Because the holidays are a stressful time. Eating is a big issue. Traveling is a big issue. Being around people you don't want to be around is a big issue. And so that's when you can get yourself really sick. Now, most of us are going to recover. We might miss a week or so from work, and we'll recover. Some of us won't make it, especially what just happened with viral infections. Our immune systems are already challenged. This year, more than ever, you've got to be careful. So the minimum supplements I can't imagine why you're not taking would be Super Greens, Essential Source, Vitamin D, Adrenal Support, and Glutathione. All those supplements are on our website, drjoe.com. Make an appointment through the website, drjoe.com. Any questions, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. Folks, I am Dr. Joe Esposito. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more to cover. We'll be right back. Half a page. I had all these notes I put together. I covered half a page. I'm sorry. I'm venting. Any questions?
We have one. The question is, do you sell a meal replacement drink?
Super Greens and Essential Source make a great meal replacement. Now, if you want to make it more of a meal, you can throw in some like frozen fruit, like frozen bananas or blueberries, and that really makes it a meal. You don't really need a plant-based protein. I may come out with one soon. In fact, I'm trying to formulate one now because so many people want it, even though I don't think you need it. But if you're going to do a protein powder, which you don't really need, make sure it's plant-based. It's vegan. and it's pea protein or hemp protein. I don't recommend use soy protein isolate. Soy protein isolate is not good for you. It's hard to digest. So plant-based pea protein, not soy, not soy. You can do organic soy, it's fine, but not soy isolate if you want to add that into it to make it more. But if you just do Super Greens and Essential Source, because when you're hungry, you're not hungry for food, you're hungry for nutrition. And all that nutrition helps curb your appetite, and you eat a lot less. And that's why so many people love what we're doing. Now, we do have something called the 21-Day Weight Loss Jumpstart Program. Go to the website, drjoe.com. Just type in 21-day, and that's a whole protocol for 21 days with meal replacements and supplements and everything. If you want to do that short term, you can do that too. So, all right, ready for part 2? Okay. Ready? Oh, I'm sorry. Reset. Ready? Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you stayed with us, glad you're here. Thanks for staying with us. What we're talking about today is surviving the holidays. And this is a big issue. And in fact, you can't see this. I'm in the studio right now, but I've got a stack of notes in front of me about nutrition and family and emotions and what happens if this is your first Christmas without a loved one. I'm going through that now. And what happens? And I won't have time to cover it all. But anyway, we got a lot to cover. If you're looking for a specific topic, go to our website, drjoe.com, and just type in the search bar what you're looking for. And chances are we've done a show on it or a podcast or an article somewhere along the line. If you're a podcast junkie, just go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it, and you can listen to hundreds and hundreds of hours of podcasts there as well. But our website has everything in chronological order. If you go to SoundCloud, we have it all in chronological order. YouTube channel, we have thousands of hours of videos there. So just go to the website, drjoe.com, and spend some time there. Follow us on social media, at Dr. Joe Esposito. We post every single day. Health, nutrition, sometimes fun facts, sometimes silly stuff, sometimes important stuff, but it's free. Why wouldn't you want all this information for free? drjoe.com. And we do have something called a masterclass, and we're finishing up one now, and we're going to start another one probably in January. And if you want to become part of our masterclass, it's a very small group. We meet twice a week, and it's really intense stuff. It's not the general stuff we go over on the shows. It's really intense one-on-one stuff. So just send me a message through the website that says Masterclass. I'll get you some information on that as well. And we do a lot of free podcasts and things like that as well. No reason why you shouldn't be following us on social media, at Dr. Joe Esposito. All right, so we left off on you're at the dinner table and you're trying to make better decisions. So we said, get yourself a baked potato or sweet potato. And instead of using butter, how about use things like salsa? It's usually by the snack table somewhere. Use some guacamole if you want to. Olive oil if you have to. But try to stay away from the animal products the best you can. I haven't had an animal product in 36 years. Had a patient come in the other day. She was all excited. Oh, you're Dr. Joe. I get to meet you. Yay. She was all excited. And she told me how old she was. And I said, I'm 10 years older than you. And she screamed. She actually let out a scream. And she said, you are not. I said, I'm 10 years older than you. She goes, oh, my God, I thought you were 10 years younger than me. I said, I like you. That's how you win. Always be nice to your accountant and your chiropractor. I always said those are two people you don't want to get mad at. But stay away from the chips. Again, the salsa or the guacamole is great on your baked potato or just some olive oil. And feel free to dine with folks at the table. You just need to make better choices. Make your choices wisely. And I'm going to bet you that the odds are no one will even notice your eclectic choices because they're so busy stuffing their own faces. And that's fine. And again, I don't make a big deal of it. If I go out to a business meeting, now, of course, if I'm doing an event or something, I'm the guest speaker, yeah, I make a big deal out of it. But if I'm at an event or a party or something like that, like I said, I get Christmas and holiday parties coming out my ears, I don't make a big deal out of what I'm eating. I just go in, have a nice time. I don't go hungry. I always have a little snack with me. And I just go in and socialize and have a good time, leave at an appropriate hour. I don't have to stay out late anymore. I'm beyond that. Don't discuss your food choices. I have learned through experience that the dinner table is not a good time to discuss food philosophy, especially with relatives, because they know more than you do. And a lot of people know more than I do. They tell me all the time. And I said, okay, that's great. Absolutely. I think I support the fact 100% that you're going to eat all that turkey and stuffing and wash it down with scotch and water. I support that 100%. If that's what you want to do, good for you. So I don't argue with them. Now, at the end of the dinner, when everybody else is unbuckling their pants and ready to explode, and they can't keep their eyes open, chances are that you're going to feel pretty good. And then you can help clean up. Maybe you can babysit, play with the dog. So you're going to be the superstar and the hero because everybody else is wiped out. Now, you talk about, if they say it's from tryptophan from the turkey. It's not. All meat has about the same amount of tryptophan. And tryptophan, as you've listened to my shows before, converts into, eventually becomes melatonin. So tryptophan becomes serotonin, serotonin becomes melatonin, melatonin puts you to sleep. It's not the tryptophan. It's the volume of food and it's the variety of food. That's what makes you tired. And also just sitting around. You're in a house many times with a lot of people. It's hot. It's winter, so it's dry. So that's why I like to stay light and loose. And then I'm able to help clean up and I'm able to get around. I'm able to go for a walk afterwards, get out of the house. Kids are running around. I can stay with the kids if somebody wants to go take a nap. Good for them. I support that. If that's what they want to do, it's okay. A famous guy once said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." I think about that every day because I look at people. I'm in a grocery store. I look at their carts, and I think, why does a woman, maybe in a little motor scooter there, and the cart's all loaded up with diet sodas and chips and cheeses and breads. And I thought, well, there's a reason why you're in that little motor scooter and not pushing a cart. But that's her decision. Now, if she knows and she doesn't do it, it's her fault. My job is to tell the whole world about this. And then if they do it, it's their own fault. But I want people to be healthy. I pay taxes. I got to cover the cost of certain, state hospitals and state-run programs and people not being able to work or people refusing to work. I want to be able to keep people happy and healthy. It's better for me. So maybe I'm being a little selfish, but I want everybody to be healthy. It's a lot of fun. I'd love to put myself out of business. That's my goal in life. I want to work myself out of business. The whole world's healthy. They don't need me anymore. Till that time comes, you need me. Now, everybody else is drinking champagne and wine and alcoholic beverages. Maybe you can have a glass of warm apple cider. I like mulled apple cider, by the way. It's a lot of sugar, but I like it. You don't have to go crazy. Mix some seltzer in with your apple cider. Ooh, and then you got a whole drink right there. Desserts, again, sugar digests very quickly, and it's sitting on top of this big, heavy meal of meats and gravies and stuffings and giblets. Very not a good idea to eat desserts. But if you're going to eat desserts and you're eating a good meal anyway, that food is going to digest quickly. So have yourself a couple of pieces of fruit. I would say eat the centerpiece, right? Or bring your own dessert. If I go to a party, I'll bring my own food. And I've taught a lot of people this over the years. Bring your own food, then you have something to eat. Worst case scenario, you've got something you can eat. I like to make stuffed mushrooms. Big fan. My father taught me how to make them. His mother taught him. And I bring stuffed mushrooms, always the hit of the party, never leftovers. People love them. They're different. So it's a lot of fun. Now, if you don't know what to eat, first book I ever wrote is called Eating Right for the Health of It. And in that book, we have over 200 recipes, and we have a dessert section. So if you don't know what to eat, get a copy of that book. It's on the website, drjoe.com. Look into desserts and bring one of those desserts. They're awesome, and it's different. It's not your typical store-bought pumpkin pie or cake or whatever it is. It's not donuts. It's something that you made. And as I get older, I want less stuff. I love getting rid of stuff. I love minimalistics. I love my house being minimalistic. I get rid of stuff. Throwing stuff away makes me so happy. But as we get older, you realize you don't need more gifts. I'd much rather have somebody make me something that I appreciate. Now, here's another rule. Side note. I've been vegan, as you know, for a long time. I eat very well. And years ago, a woman came in, one of my life lessons. Woman came in, older woman, and she said, Dr. Joe, you saved my life. You are amazing. Your doctors are amazing. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me. And she handed me some chocolate chip cookies. And I said, one of the stupidest things I ever said, I said, what's in them? And she goes, oh, it's butter and it's flour and it's sugar and it's an old family recipe. And I said, oh, I can't eat these. I don't eat butter. Her jaw hit the floor. I felt awful. She broke inside because she wanted to do something for us because we had saved her life. The answer I should have said, and I say from now on, is 2 words. What are they? Thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you for making these for me. You are so sweet. And then I can go throw them away. So don't reject a gift. Again, Christmas, holidays, whatever it is not a time for philosophy. Thank you is the answer you give. Somebody gives you a compliment, you don't have to explain everything about where the shirt came from and how you got it and it was on set. No, thank you. That's it. They said something nice, you said thank you, interchange is done, you can move on. That's what I got to talk about, the social aspects of holidays. Maybe I'll do that as another show. So bring your own dessert if you want to. Now, how many of you have sugar cravings? Raise your hands. Okay, most people do. Sugar stimulates the dopamine receptor sites in your nucleus accumbens, and you get high from it, and so we crave it because we're getting high from it. So here's my trick. Next time you want to eat something sweet, I want you to have something sour first. So get a jar of dill pickles and put them in your refrigerator, or vinegar, or lemon, or whatever it is. And whenever you want something sweet, I want you to have something really sour first. And it kills the sugar cravings. It's amazing. So if you're at a party and they have pickles on the tray, and maybe on the appetizer tray, eat the pickles. You'll do so much better with those sugar cravings. Now, there is a supplement called Gymnema, Gymnema, and I give this to my patients with diabetes or people that are really trying to lose weight. And Gymnema is great because it stabilizes your blood sugar and prevents you from spiking and then crashing. And if you're really craving sugar, I tell people to chew one of the tablets. And you chew it, and it doesn't taste good, but that's not why I'm having you do it. And then you eat something sweet, it has absolutely no flavor. The Gymnema somehow numbs the sugar taste buds, and you can't taste anything sweet. And it's amazing. I do this sometimes when I give lectures and stuff, just as a little party trick almost. And it's wild how well it works. So you can order Gymnema. If you go to our website under store, you'll see a link to something called Standard Process. That's another company. They won't sell to the public, so don't go out trying to find it online or anything like that. You have to go through a healthcare provider. And just type in Gymnema, and you can order it through them, through my website. You have a link, and you can order it directly. And, yeah, Gymnema is amazing. It's great. Now, speaking of supplements, I got to go on a tangent for a second here. People are bootlegging my supplements, the Super Greens, the Essential Source, and they're selling them on places like eBay and other websites. If you don't go to drjoe.com, you might be getting a bootleg version. And it's $10 cheaper, by the way. And we have the federal government looking into it. There's an investigation going on right now. But I get people call me all the time and say, I ordered this supplement off eBay, and it's crap. It's not your usual product. It's not my product. So I'm telling you right now, don't go to eBay. We don't sell on eBay right now. And any other website aside from drjoe.com, chances are now we do have an Amazon. We have a third party that sells on Amazon for us. But go to drjoe.com. This way you know you're not getting bootlegs. And I can't help you. It's not my product. We have an investigation going. It's not my fault. So you just wasted money. Even though it was cheaper, you wasted money. What did my grandfather always say? Always buy the best. It's always cheaper. So don't be scammed. There's a reason why something is cheap in most cases. So sugar cravings, we talked about, eat something sour. Now, the buffet party rules, same as a smorgasbord, same as a sit-down dinner. Fill your plate up with the good choices. Veggie sticks, guacamole, nuts, salads, fruits, breads. Make those good choices. Spend some time socializing. Wait about 20 minutes, and then sit down and have your meal. Eat the good stuff first. Load up on the good stuff. And then if you absolutely positively have to have the bad stuff, alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, or artificial sweetener, have that last. But I want you to put it on your plate, or not even put it on the plate. Look at it and ask yourself, is this a good choice? If the answer is no, don't eat it. If the answer is yes, eat it. It's never yes. If you're looking at something and have to ask yourself, it's not good. Like I say, if you have to ask for the price, you can't afford it. If you have to ask if it's good for you, then you probably shouldn't eat it. So just make better choices, and you'll be amazed. Bring a dish. In my book, Eating Right for the Health of It, I got tons of recipes. Little thing I do is a pesto, basil pesto and sun-dried tomatoes, and you could get some real small potatoes, boil them up, cut them in half, scoop out the inside, put some pesto in the middle. What a unique appetizer. What a unique thing to bring to the party. They're so pretty because it's green and it's red. It's a little half a baked, little small potato. And people love it. What is that? I've never had anything like this before. So easy, so quick, so inexpensive. And they look great too. So my book is Eating Right for the Health of It. Again, it just has a lot of recipes in it. My mother, not the healthiest eater in her life, but she used to make a raw cranberry sauce. You get organic raw cranberries and an organic orange. and chop up the orange, put it in a food processor, and add like stevia to it. She would use honey sometimes, and make your own raw cranberry sauce. So that's another thing you can do. And so many times people just bring something from the grocery store, a shrimp tray or a meat tray or a cheese tray. You walk in with something homemade and unique, it's so much more appreciated. It really is. And you leave an indelible mark. I don't remember who brought the shrimp tray, from the grocery store. I do remember who made the beautiful red and green sweet stuffed potatoes. I do remember that. And so you can leave leave a good memory with people as well. So poor food choices weaken your immune system. Days and days of misery so you're sick. Is it worth it? The answer is no. Now, there is a great technique. Let's try to cover a little bit about the emotional aspects of the holidays. There's a great technique. It's called tapping, or it's also called emotional freedom technique. And just go to YouTube. I can't show you, obviously, I'm on a radio. But if you go to the web, just go to YouTube and look up EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping. And it's a technique where you tap certain acupuncture points in the body, the top of your head, around your eyes, the top of your face, the top of your mouth, bottom of your mouth, your sternum. And whenever you have an emotional issue, you have a pain issue, you have a discomfort issue, turn to this tapping technique. It's so powerful, and it's free. And a whole session takes about 30 seconds. So it's really not a big, drawn-out thing. You can do it anytime you need to, because many times the holidays bring up bad memories. We probably all have some family members we wish we didn't have, and yet every holiday you were forced to be around them. I know Jeff Foxworthy, who listens to the show, he does a skit about that. My Uncle Norm, and the only time I ever talked to him, I said, "Could you please move your car so I can get my car out?" "Okay, see you next year." So if it's not somebody you're hanging out with all the time, chances are, but you might not want to enjoy that time. So do a little tapping session. And it's really neat. You just say, "Although I don't enjoy Uncle Norm, my life is amazing." And then you tap certain points while you're saying that. Works great. It's really neat, and it's free. So the emotional aspect comes in, and you really need to survive these holidays. Now, if you're sick, chances are you're not going to have a good time. If you're in pain, chances are you're not going to have a good time. So if you have health issues, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, digestive issues, heartburn, acid reflux, sciatica, come see us. Let's get you as healthy as you can possibly be physically and chemically so that you can better handle the emotional aspects. If I'm in pain, I'm not going to be very emotionally stable. If I have a cold, if I'm tired, I'm not going to be as emotionally capable, maybe is the right word, that I would be if I wasn't in pain. So we have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We would love to be your doctors. So if you want to make an appointment, go to our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. Make the appointment for you, your friends, your family. Every single day, when I talk to new patients, I'd say about 50% of them say, "Are you taking new patients? I want to bring my husband. I want to bring my wife. My kids need to come see you. My aunt oh my gosh, she needs to come see you guys." So bring everybody. Normally the first visit is $910. I'm sorry. For our listeners, we've reduced that to $299. That's an exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays on your follow-up visit, a complete nutrition evaluation. I make it so that we can find out if you're a good candidate for care, and it's very affordable. And we accept most insurances. We accept everybody. It depends what your insurance covers, so you need to bring in, and we'll verify your insurance. And if you're ever in a car accident, please, folks, come see us immediately. If the car's damaged, you're damaged. I've never seen it any other way. So you can book an appointment right on our website, drjoe.com. Again, the minimum supplements you should be taking, especially in the winter, all times. Super Green's an essential source. They're 2 powders. I like the mint Super Greens, by the way. There's 3 flavors. I like the mint. It's sweeter. Super Green's essential source, vitamin D, 5 drops a day. Please, folks, I'm begging you. It's the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Get on that vitamin D. Glutathione is great for the liver, help the liver work more efficiently. And adrenal support, all of us, if you're over 30, have damaged your adrenal glands from stress, bad food, coffee. Adrenal support is vital to keep the adrenal glands working, which is a really big part of the immune system. So supplements absolutely every day. Come see us for your health issues. We'd love to see you. Even if you don't have insurance, it's still the most affordable health care out there by far. A friend of mine went to the emergency room recently, walked in, doc in a box. Went into the doc in a box, when he's walking clinic, said, "Oh, we can't treat you, you have to go to the emergency room." $900 to be told they can't be treated. And then you had to go to the emergency room and be treated. So, yeah, it's very inexpensive and it's very effective. And regardless of how much we charge, we're the most effective treatment for back pain. So regardless of what we charge, and it's the least expensive. Don't be stupid, folks. Make your appointments, drjoe.com, and we'd love to see you. All the supplements are on the website, drjoe.com. If you have any questions, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. A little bot pops up. You can send it there. Follow us on social media. Please do that, at Dr. Joe Esposito. We're going to get a lot of good information that we post every day at Dr. Joe Esposito. And we do master classes periodically, so if you want more information about the one-on-one coaching, just send me a message that says master class through the website. I'll have somebody reach out to you. We want to be your doctors. And if you're a podcast junkie, just go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. Website has over 3,000 hours of podcasts. The podcast service has tons of podcasts. We've got information everywhere you need it. drjoe.com. So if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling lonely, this is the first year I'm going through the holidays without my mom. It's challenging. And I went to a concert the other day, Mannheim Steamroller. They do Christmas music. And it brought up so many memories of childhood. But the song didn't relate to a specific memory, just being in the Christmas mode. Brought up so many memories of childhood. It was so good. Really enjoyed my memories of my feety pajamas in Hoboken, New Jersey. I mean, it brought me all the way back. And so I understand that we may be missing some people in our lives. It's okay. What a great thing we have that we miss these people. I dated a gal once, and I remember we were out with a group of people one day, and she said to me something that always stuck with me. Her name was Karen. She said, oh, by the way, my father died last week. What? Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Forgot to tell me that your father died? Oh, he was a bleep. Wow. How sad that she's not sad. It's awesome that we have this memory. It's such a great way to respect these people. That we have a memory of these people, and it's good that we miss them. So be thankful that you're sad. Be thankful that you have good memories of them. What a great way to pay tribute to those people. So it's okay to be sad. It's okay to take time. Maybe you have to leave the room. Go for a walk. You have to cry. You have to laugh. Maybe do both. Those are all okay things. Maybe you have a confidant, somebody you can trust. Maybe you need counseling. I'm a huge fan of counseling. So there's a lot of different ways that we're going to deal with it. And everybody grieves differently. And I know after certain people pass, you may disconnect from the rest of some other family, and the only connection you had was with them. That's okay. Just because they're blood, that doesn't mean you have to like them. And remember that. And if, maybe, your mother's still alive and you have to talk to your aunt or your cousin or whatever, and after she's gone, well, then you don't have to talk to them anymore. That's okay. Think about your health. This is a good time of the year to be selfish. I know it's always give. Yeah, give, absolutely. Be generous. Don't overspend. So many times you're going to try to spend yourself into happiness. Don't do that. Little gifts. A Secret Santa is a nice little thing if you have a big family, just a gift exchange among everybody. So Secret Santa works out real well. But understand the emotional component. One of the things I'm experienced this year is I don't have to travel. So that's something good that came out of this. I don't have to travel in the craziness and the cold and get on the airplane, and sometimes you get snowed in. I don't have to travel this year. I'm home. I'm it. I don't have much family left anymore. And so it's actually freeing. As sad as it is, it's freeing. So it's okay to grieve. It's okay to take time to be alone. If you don't want to be with somebody, that's okay too. I'm going to stay home this year. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not going into severe depression and you start thinking, dangerous things. But focus on today, not yesterday. Focus on the moment. I like to stand back when I'm at a party and just look at everything and go, this is so awesome. All my friends are here. This is such a great social event. This is a great lecture that I'm giving. And we got, hundreds of thousands of people at the lecture. I love that stuff. And whenever I do that, I like to step back and say, what's great about this moment in time? And another lesson I learned after my mom passed is when I lay in bed at night, I think of at least two good things that happened that day. No matter how bad your day is, two good things did happen. One was you woke up. Hey, there's one right there. But think about something good because that sets the brain. And then your brain says, ooh, sleep is good. I think of happy thoughts. Folks, if you want to make an appointment to come see us, I'd love to be your doctor, drjoe.com. Supplements are on the website, drjoe.com. Any questions you have, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. Follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. Talk to you next week. Whee! All right. Any questions?
We have a couple.
All right.
The first one is, why do you suggest to stay away from animal products in general?
Go to my website, drjoe.com, type the word meat in the search bar, and listen to the whole lecture. We did a 2-hour lecture on why I'm not a fan of animal products. Every disease known to man does not benefit. None of them benefit from eating animal products. All of them benefit from a plant-based diet. Trust me, if meatballs were healthy, I'd eat meatball sandwiches every day. Okay, I'm Italian. I miss my meatball sandwiches. All the research I've ever done, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, obesity, sleep issues, erectile dysfunction, emotional disorders, all of them show better results with a plant-based diet than with an animal-based diet. Just listen to the show on meat. I think I'll win you over. Next question.
The next one is, and I hope I don't butcher this, it says, what are your thoughts on Mounjaro or Mounjaro? Mounjaro.
Mounjaro. I don't know what that is. If you send me an email directly at drjoe@drjoe.com, I'll find out what that is and I'll answer it for you. drjoe@drjoe.com. Just send me an email. All right, next.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, folks, thank you so much. Enjoy the holidays. We'll see you next week. Tell your friends about the shows and follow us on whatever platform you're not on, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, at Dr. Joe Esposito. See you next week.